Coach, first of all, just talk about the season you guys had and kind of what this has meant to your community to get the first state championship and how special the year's been here.
Yeah, it was a really exciting time for our community and for our kids. They worked really hard, had a really great group of kids that worked well together. Just a lot of pride going on with football and volleyball and all the success they've had in all the other sports too. So just a really enjoyable time around here.
It's meant quite a bit. You know, our first ever state championship in the school's history has been pretty awesome. You know, this summer, you know, our team kind of put a layout together. You know, after basketball season was done, we decided we wanted to work really hard. You know, guys during track practice, guys that didn't do track, they came down and they did football workouts, and they conditioning, their own conditioning, and they would lift after that. So we kind of got into that summer grind early. And during the summer, you know, we did agility work on our own time. We'd come to the field, got bags out, you know, and did drills that we would do in practice, and we just did them together because, you know, we were pretty motivated. We wanted to win. And then heading into the season, you know, holding ourselves accountable and setting ourselves to a standard that we wanted to play at. And practice is what we really focused on, and our coaches held us to that all practice. And, you know, it worked out in the end for us, you know, playing against tough competition into the playoffs. You know, that the hard work we put in during the season and practice really paid off for us. So.
Yeah, when you look at just the challenges of 8-man football, I mean, when you have a kid like Ty, what does that mean to you guys, just having him and all the things that he's able to do for you in a game?
Yeah, he's a really special player. You know, he scored receiving, rushing, you know, special teams, interception, everything. So he's a really special player, and we're able to do a lot of different things with him. And he's a great leader too, off the field and on the field. You know, he gets guys involved, and he kind of gets them in the right direction.
They just kind of, you know, put me everywhere. You know, we had playmakers in about every spot. You know, our 6 seniors were phenomenal for us, and, you know, I was able to, you know, in whatever team we would play, whatever, if they had a player that, you know, really could affect the game, you know, they had an impact player, you know, I would guard them. You know, on offense, they would throw me around, put me at running back a few times in the state championship game. That's where I played probably heavily, was the running back position. You know, wherever spots where I could, you know, show my ability, you know, help the team out a lot, that's kind of where we just used me.
When you kind of look at the next level, what are teams telling you at this point as far as kind of your best fit? I mean, is it offense, is it defense right now?
Nothing quite, you know, Wyoming's, they've said that probably wide receiver. I think as they look at my film more and look and see, you know, where they see me best at, where I could grow into and become a better player. At the moment, you know, they see wide receiver, but you know, I'd be willing to play defense. You know, I love the game of football, so whatever position they'd see me growing into, I would gladly do that.
When you look at the challenges of being at the 8-man level, yeah. I mean, can you just talk about those challenges as far as maybe proving that you could play at the highest level?
There's a lot of challenges, you know, a lot of like the stereotypes, or, you know, whatever people think is there's not enough competition, and that's, you know, that is true. Every team, in my opinion, does have that one to two players that are just really, you know, they're good. You know, they may not be Division I good, or, you know, super high football level type good, but they can play. And, you know, at 8-man you got hardcore football lovers, and I think, you know, they bring a challenge to the game every single time. It isn't easy every single game, but, you know, the game of 8-man it's challenging, but yet it's easy, so it's a different journey.
And you don't see this much anymore, but the way he's so dedicated to 3 sports, and then really 4 when you count summer basketball, that's another season really for him. You know, how does that really help him as a competitor, that he's constantly in competition almost 365 a year? Yeah,
I think that's a great advantage for him. He always keeps that competitive edge. He carries that into the weight room, you know, depending on what season he's in. He always wants to be the best at what he does. Always coming up with new drills and everything that he can work to improve his craft. And he'll do anything a coach tells him to do. You know, tell him to shoot 500 shots in the morning before school, he's going to get it done, and he won't ask 2 questions.
As you kind of try to build that football recruit resume,
yes.
I mean, how important do you have to take track season to show that, hey, I am faster than these kids that are coming out of Class A or Class B at this point?
Track it's huge, you know, in that area. I think probably from my recruitment being down here at a smaller school, track is going to help me a lot. And, like running under an 11-second 100 would be phenomenal, and that's one of the goals I have for this year. And just get back to winning and then running fast, training fast. That's the big thing. Like at some schools, they love fast players, and that's what I want to be, is fast. So track is awesome for that.
You got a 10.9, so do you think you can get a 10.9 this year?
I hope so. I've been lifting quite a bit, and I'm getting stronger, so I'm hoping that'll pay off.
What have you heard from the new Nebraska staff from last year? Much at this point?
He went to the early junior day, and then I think he's invited to another one. Went up to a couple games, so hopefully they continue to show interest and give him some things to focus on, and we can get him there someday.
And then Wyoming, South Dakota State, Kansas State. I mean, are those some of the teams you've heard from already?
Yeah, those are a couple teams that we've heard from that have shown some interest. So. Any feedback he can get is really great, and I think we'll continue to see more teams come calling his name.